Hello guys, welcome here. Today I would like to talk to you about the drop shock mod I mentioned before in a short video. This video is gonna be about how to achieve from this to this. This is called the drop shock mod. They use it in bigger scale cars, and also we usually use it in 124 scale as well, but usually it is done with a rubber band or limiting straps. But the best example is the rubber bands, because it keeps the car low once you go downhill. If I talk about the rear, so the car will stay low instead of unloading when there is no weight on the shocks. So the rubber band keeps the body very close to the axle, so you're not gonna tip over, you're not gonna fall over. The same to the front, same applies to the front. If you have drop shock mod applied to the front, when you go uphill, your body will not want to rise, it will stay low, and you're not gonna tip over, and you can climb higher angles. This is why they use drop shock mod, to give a preload or pre-compression. I'm not sure how to say it, but the result is your body will be lower. So how to achieve this? Where's this thing? From this. Let's have a look. I had to measure the inside measurement of this shock, and it turned out that you can fit a 2.5mm spring inside. The spring thickness is 0.2mm, and it's actually a 10mm long spring. I bought this on AliExpress after doing some measurements. Let me show you how tiny is this. Of course you can stick together. So you can see it's really small. It's even hard to zoom on it or compared to the other. It's very tiny. Yeah, I can't even zoom on it. Okay, I hope you could see. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put this tiny spring inside the shock, and let's see how it's gonna perform. Remove the cap, take a screwdriver, take it apart, remove the screw, simply put the spring on the screw, put the screw back in, hold it down, and screw it back. Nice and simple. Put back the cap. And you are done. You got a drop shock, which will keep your body low, but still have the travel. I have to mention that this spring now is placed inside here, and when a spring is fully compressed, it takes up some space. As you can see, this one as well, it's fully compressed, it is taking up some space. Same with this one, the tiny little spring is inside here, and when it's fully compressed, so when it unloads, it does reduce the travel a tiny bit. So you should maybe compensate this with a bigger rear travel, just an example, but you have to keep this in mind. Alright, So I'm gonna make some test video and show you how it works and how it turns out. So testing out the real drop shock mod. What I saw on 110s, what they do. So inside the shock body there is a tiny little spring that works against the shock. So it has pull power in both ways, which is supposed to be really good, and it might work really well on 110s. It could also work on these rigs for light trails, I would say, but if you try to go up like the way I want to go up, for example, this is 61 degrees. The unfortunate thing is that it rises the body. Sorry for the camera, it's not focusing that well. So the body is rising too much, so it will tip over or it will lose traction. Have a look. See, the front of the body is lifted and it's doing this stupid shake. Normally on 61 degrees it goes up easily. So what I'm gonna do is actually remove the outer spring and keep the tiny one inside. Let's see. So here we go again. Let's see the change. If you see, I removed the outer spring and only kept the little spring inside. It's not strong, not too strong, so the axle can fully extend the shock, which is great. But when the body is rising, the car is rising, the body stays low, and this is what we really want. Let's see how it goes uphill. Same angle, it's around 61.5. Let's see. Straight to the point and going up. Nice and low. That was good. So conclusion for now, drop shock mod. Part of it worked, not completely, so I decided to keep it without the outer spring, and it does actually pretty well. It more or less does the same job as a rubber band if you put it around. There is only one downside with these little springs, and that is, so the only downside is that as that little spring goes inside the body here, when it's fully compressed, and so it's fully compressed when it's this way, it's limiting the travel a little bit, so you lose like 1 or 2 millimeters of travel, I think. That's one benefit of the rubber band, that you have full travel. But with this one, it looks a bit better, at least, that you don't have that band around it, like this. This is also good. It would just look much better if there would be a nice spring inside this shock as well. So, thanks for watching, and links down below for the spring. Have fun.